as I always like to say, fuck, it's hot in here. Welcome to Off the Grid, where every couple Sundays every month, rather, I pop on here with you guys and we watch some weird old wrestling together. Welcome to everybody on both YouTube and Twitch. Crossing the streams, make one big ol' erotic Eric Fontaine fan club. Welcome to everybody here. Tonight, just FYI, I am woefully unprepared. A couple of you who know me personally know this weekend has been a terror. And yeah, so it's been rough, but we're here. We're gonna do this. So tonight we're gonna watch the American Wrestling Federation, the last few episodes of the first season, because they did seasons for some reason. Likely because they ran out of money to do like an ongoing thing. I don't know. That's their business, not mine. But before we go forward, I would like to tell you all about this pretty sign behind me right here. See that? Look at that. Beautiful. One of the best things I own. And you can get a sign just like that from our pal Brenticus Maximus. He makes signs like that. He makes a lot of real cute and cool 3D print art. And you can go to his Etsy store, brenttech.etsy.com. Use code NotThatTomGreen for 10% off your own sign just like this. So go check out Brent. He's the one in the front there, wearing not an ounce of shirt, whereas I am a little less shirty, or a little more shirty rather there. So yeah, things are going. So without any further ado, let's get into it, because we got 3 episodes, so we got a lot of show. Let's go. Not that. This. All right. Let's turn that up a little bit so we can hear old Sargy Sarge.
The American Wrestling Federation.
So, if you look at the credits, I don't know if any of these have like credits on them, but this apparently was produced by Cobra Core Productions, which means that old Sergeant Slaughter was in charge of producing this stuff. I do not know if Nails is on here. I did not actually look at match lists. I should have. Again, I am woefully unprepared, but we're here and we're making it. And for those of you that do not know, the American Wrestling Federation was a startup in 1995. A lot of the TV aired in early 96 with a lot of very old wrestlers.
Hi everybody, I'm Ken Resnick.
Like the 1989 WWF roster doing British rounds.
Any idea what President Paul Alperstein's big announcement is about this week?
President Paul Alperstein, the actual owner of the company.
Tito Santana, our champion, will be
Yes, that is
wrestling, as
Ken
well as
Resnick.
gentleman Chris Adams.
And the fabulous Freebirds in
With
action,
Chris
which
E.,
always proves to be
a
interesting.
small
What a
robot.
main event, Chrissy. Luscious Tommy Rich and Greg the Hammer Valentine against Mr.
Chris E.,
USA, Tony Atlas, and Coco
I don't
Beware.
know where they
What an
found her. I
exciting
really
hour.
should have
Let's
found
get
that
to
out.
ringside.
But she is literally one of the 3 worst commentators I've ever heard. All right, let's see. I think that's Eddie Jackie. Maybe Billy Joe Eaton. Chad Miller and John Paul. I was completely off. Normally I'm much better. Much better. AWF was around for pretty much through the end of 96. They did one more set of tapings, which we'll watch some stuff from that eventually, but the problem is they released a DVD of the first season, and in the second season, like, barely anybody has footage. There's some out there, and I've found some of it, but nothing consistent. So this, the Texas Hangman, aka Disorderly Conduct. Mike and Tom, aka Psycho and Killer. Did they have microphones inside of the bells? That is so loud. Yeah, Mick Karch, the longtime Minnesota personality. That Psycho and Killer. I didn't even put that together, Brian. That is the Talking Heads song. But imagine them coming out in the giant, like, suits. I have no idea which one's supposed to be which. Bull Payne was in an early version of the Texas Hangman. E-Comics fan, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you bringing the stale soda and crackers. They filmed this. This taping was in Chicago. I believe it was at the Cicero Stadium, same place where TNA tapes when they're in Chicago. John Paul, longtime enhancement talent throughout the mid-90s for WWE and WCW. It's a good crowd because everybody got money and food to be there.
This is the rounds system. 3 4-minute rounds to determine a winner. If there is no winner at the end of the contest, the referee keeping a scorecard will make his own determination and call.
Imagine if, like, UFC, like if MMA fights were judged by the referee. Like, how wild that would be. Like, Herb Dean would be judging fights like 48-16. Look at these guys just bumping around for the job, guys. The smaller one is Killer, okay. Hey, RGT, yes. This aired in early 96, I believe. It was filmed in, like, middle of 95. Oh, shit! Saito suplex. Just grabs the dude by his little tiny braid. Great thrusting ability. Hey, Gunner, thanks for the super chat. And thank you. I love bringing you this type of stuff. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you.
They are relentless. Everything that they do is high impact.
Like, let's just call a spade a spade. This referee looks like an off-duty cop.
I innovated that move 9 years ago.
I've heard that from Marla, Brian. You're a great thruster.
I called it the jawbreaker. Well, you know you're talking about it. Why don't we see you in there? Get in there once in a while with a team like the Hangman.
Yeah, RGT, you're gonna find this show is about 10 years behind the era. Like, just think, ECW is happening at the same time. The AWF took a lot of ECW's time slots nationally because Paul Alperstein actually paid for them, unlike Paul. Oh, shit! Okada, who? The referee looks like a cross between Danny Bonaducci and Tim Walls. Yes. Too much muscle, that's what they call me. There we go. Yeah, don't tiptoe. What? What the fuck? Oh!
German suplex, belly to back. If he would have bridged a little bit, he would have driven
Psycho here.
Shoulders and head into the mat.
Is that Taz under the hood? Throwing all the suplexes?
Double team, they smell blood. And now the big man back in the ring, that's Killer.
Ooh.
Big elbow right across the sternum again. And Chad Miller, you can see it right there. He is in some serious trouble. Double underhook right now.
Seriously, this guy loves him a good suplex.
Well, you can either power bond him from there or right there.
Like if Eddie Gilbert was the dirty white boy.
There's a feeling of vertigo in that. 30 seconds left. You don't know what's up, what's down, and you don't know when.
Wow, they're going to survive the first. That's the problem with doing round system, like the round system for enhancement matches, is you're going to have quote unquote stars who have to sometimes drag the enhancement guys to a second round when they should just be destroying them. Oh my gosh.
That's the bridge I'm talking about. Did you see how his feet were straight up and his head?
Yeah, they're really putting the hurting on these dudes. Especially old Chad Miller. Chad Miller was the drummer for like every grunge band, I think. Hey, Gary Chumley, welcome. Like, Chad Miller looks genuinely in pain. There's no way that guy's that good at selling. Like, they have hurt that man.
You're not watching a wrestling movie, ladies and gentlemen. This is digital.
You're not watching a wrestling movie. Hang the Hangman. Wow. Imagine if a fan brought us signed to Dynamite on Wednesday, asking if someone would hang Adam Page. Oh.
Just this quickly. Wait a minute.
Did you hear him? Ow!
Oh, this is a diabolical sadistic
there wasn't a wrestling movie out at this time because this is early 1996. People wouldn't start watching wrestling again for like 6 months.
Right now, John Paul can do nothing but watch and grimace from the ring apron.
John Paul looks like a much sexier Tracy Smothers.
He's into this match, even if he's on the outside. He's involved.
The Hangman, I know that reference.
And he wants nothing more than to get in there when a lot of guys in this situation want anything but to get in there.
Well, unless Chad
like, did Chad Miller not shake their hands in the locker room before the match?
Because Miller is in the wrong part of Dodge right now.
That's actually a perfect analogy, damn dog. This is like when you're first playing No Mercy or Revenge and you're like trying to figure out the control scheme and you're like, you gotta just go through all the moves. And you played on the easiest mode.
And then they came over and incited him.
Incited him?
And then right here,
oh gosh.
Yep.
That's how you know it's disorderly conduct. That's the disorderly conduct finish. Oh my gosh. John Paul's walking in like he did something in that match. Like, they concussed that man, I'm sure. And they broke his little braid, which is the most offensive part. Bonk. The gallows.
Ladies and gentlemen, clearly victorious. Right now, let's send it to Ken Resnick. He's standing by with the Z-Man, Tom Zenk.
Oh yeah, the Z-Man. Look at that mullet. That is a grade A. What was that? No Armstrongs worked the AWF, Jonathan, unfortunately. Like, that's a mullet that took some time. Look, Tom Zenk. Like, you put them under your tongue, and if it tastes funny, then... Poor Mac, thank you so much. And that's awesome. Congrats. I hope it goes well. I hope you someday become a Texas Hangman, Poor Mac. That's awesome. I'm rooting for you. Tom Zenk, great for your skin.
Well, first off, I'd like to say he's a great champion. I've got to earn the position to wrestle him.
Tom Zenk, such a Minnesota homer.
Thank you very much for all the cards and letters and presents I've received. I really appreciate it.
The presents.
Love you all. Thank you.
I cannot imagine what presents AWF fans are sending to Tom Zenk's home.
Well, Terry, I guarantee you, Ken
oh, got Trevor Blanchard in the ring. Chicago area legend, quote unquote.
Yeah, but I like the way Z-Man said it. He's got to earn it.
What's up with Kid's Kai? I think it's what he could afford. Trevor Blanchard. I like Z-Man when I was a kid too, Egomaniac. I was a big Z-Man guy. Yeah, no relation, even if you really want you to think there's one. He does look exactly like Christopher Cross. Love Trevor Blanchard carefully putting away his robe, making sure no one rips it, because if you even mishandle it a little bit, it's gonna fall apart. We'll be right back, in all caps. Like, what's wild about this is it looks as good or better than WWF TV at the time. If you go back and watch, like, it looks lower rent because they're in a smaller building. But the lighting, the quality of the cameras, even the audio, it kind of looks Major League. I've asked around and I couldn't get an answer because I thought it was an old WWF ring too.
Chris Adams, he's throwing the rule book out the window, climbs his back, Terry.
Yeah, he's got him in a sleeper. Chris Adams, see how Adams has gotten down. That's a basic judo.
Maybe Chris Adams' eyes will start glowing red.
You've got him up in the air. You can
Chris Adams, how old was Chris Adams here? Maybe mid-30s?
Well, I'll tell you, that shot to the eyes.
Somebody wants to look that up. That'd be much appreciated. No producer here. The production's fantastic for a group like this. He just hit him in the balls.
That's the first time I've ever seen Chris Adams do that. He uses his feet well, as evidenced by the super kick. He knows all sorts of suplexes, and his brother Neil, 3 times bronze medalist in judo.
I believe that's a legit, like, I don't know about 3 times, but I do know that Neil Adams did medal in the Olympics in judo for England.
Adams, the veteran that he is not going to give Blanchard a chance to recoup here. Oh, takes him hard to the canvas.
Now everybody's deciding to just beat the shit out of the enhancement guys tonight. He's born in 55, so he'd be 41. The ambassador of Kick Your Assador. Adams was 41. All right.
And everything he does is make a Blanchard.
Bam!
Right in the temple. Oh, man.
I'm not sure I would want to see a slow-mo replay of that. Adams in for the cover.
I don't want to think about Chris Adams having access to WWF contract money or drugs.
God save the Queen.
As crazy as he went.
I tell you what, that was a very impressive. He got it started a little slow.
That's literally a Bret the Hitman Hart foam finger.
He took off.
Well,
Trevor Adams is like doing such a bad job of acting like he's unconscious. Is that his pastor in the front row? They just like did a very intimate like hand shaking.
It was a matter of time before he was through.
There's that belly to
Well,
belly.
bam,
He takes that
suckers.
shoulder and drives it into the chest of Blanchard.
My
Like
understanding
Trevor, like
is
innovative move using the heel to the solar plexus, which again drives the air out.
Paul Alperstein
Very well schooled. Now watch this in
had
slow
a
motion,
shitload of money.
Bang!
And he was able to just buy all the equipment that he heard that WWE was using at the time. That's interesting. Stevie Richards said that Chris Adams is the best super kick. Depending on the day, I might agree with him.
Constantly change here in the American Wrestling Federation.
Thank
but
you
one
so much
thing
for
that
the
remains
tip,
constant,
Jonathan
Chris
Mayer. I
Adams,
appreciate
always a
that.
fan favorite.
My
It's a pleasure to
PayPal
be in the
and my
American Wrestling Federation,
Venmo are both
the
not that Tom
alternative
Green if
wrestling
you're inclined, but
federation.
don't feel the pressure
it's
to.
fantastic to have the round system. It's all coming back to me now. I've been in America a few years, but now the round system.
you
I've
touch
been
me
in the American
this,
Wrestling Federation
super
now
kick
for a few
me
months.
like
It's all
that.
coming back. It makes me feel great.
Chris, if I may, I know you're always a gentleman out here, the way you conduct yourself, and you've kind of skirted around talking much about Ambassador Steve Casey. You two are both from England, but boy, talk about it different as night and day.
Yoko did have a
I
good
know
super kick.
of Steve Casey.
That's a
second
good point,
generation
Van
wrestler.
Dam.
And it's funny.
Very underrated, especially
Ambassador
since his
Steve
fucking
Casey.
legs were so big.
Ambassador of what? I've had dealings with ambassadors before, but not quite so arrogant as this one.
Well, there's no
I've
question.
had
He has
dealings
no
with
shortage of
ambassadors
arrogance. In fact,
before.
Chris, hang with me if you
That
will.
sounds
Let's
way
join
more
my broadcast
seedy than
partner,
he probably
Chris E.
meant it to
standing
be.
by with American Wrestling Federation President Paul Alperstein.
There we go, Chris E.
Thanks, Ken. I'm standing here with Paul Alperstein,
What is that sound
president of the
effect?
American
Like
Wrestling
a
Federation.
jungle.
Paul, I understand that you have
Like
a special
birds and
announcement
monkeys
to
and
make.
shit.
Yes, I do, Chrissy. I've been traveling all around the world lately.
Jonathan, that was
visiting
Ken
fans,
Resnick.
seeing our shows
Worked
in
for
all
the
different countries.
AWA
And the
for a
question
while.
they asked me is, when are we going to have tag team champions?
Ooh.
So, because the fans are number one in our book, I'm here to announce today that the American Wrestling Federation will have a 12-team single elimination tournament that will have 4 buys in it. And these teams are being
That's
determined
such a
by the
convoluted
invitations that we
ass
send out
tournament
to the
for a
top
promotion
50
like this.
teams around the world. We are receiving those responses now. And just
Ken
like the
Resnick was in the
heavyweight
Wrestle Rock
championship was
Rumble, I
done,
believe.
all the matches that are in the tournament.
Paul
will be
Alperstein
seen
here
on
in the role of
television,
Kevin
so
from The
fans will
Office's
be able
brother.
to watch them all.
Well, Paul,
dropping
that certainly
giant
is
pots of
exciting
chili.
news, and I'm sure that you're interested to see which teams will be submitted back in. But more importantly, myself as well as the fans are excited to find
Myself
out
as
which
well as
12
the
teams will be
fans
pulled
are
from the
so
hat. So tune in
excited.
next week when those teams are
Boop,
drawn.
boop,
Now
beep,
stay with
beep,
us. We'll be
boop,
right
boop,
back for
beep.
more exciting action.
Chrissy is what happens when you are over-reliant on AI for your art. Here we go, Ronnie Vegas. This guy, if you've not been here for AWF streams before, I'll go through it real quick. Ronnie Vegas was the promoter of note for the indie shows in my town when I was a kid. When I was 12, I set up Bobo Brazil Jr.'s ring by myself with my friend AJ for a Ronnie Vegas show. Nobody was monitoring us. Nobody told us how to do it. We just guessed. And then Ronnie Vegas was like, okay, good enough. And then he sent his wrestlers out to bump in a ring that was put up by two 12-year-olds. Yeah, no one died. Bobo Brazil Jr. gave me a bootleg Al Snow shirt as my pay. Tito Santana, the top babyface. He still has that belt. He takes it to conventions.
Ronnie Vegas, at the start of this encounter, looked right into the camera and said Tito Santana is going down. That remains to be seen.
Yeah, Tito Santana has not lost the match.
Yeah, Ronnie Vegas, he did some enhancement work for WCW, like 93, 94. That's about where anybody would know him from nationally. He used to also wrestle on his shows here locally as Boink the Clown. And he cared so much about kayfabe that he would often be seen as the top heel in the company, by the way, sitting up front, selling you the ticket to the show, wearing his Ronnie Vegas ring gear with his Boink the Clown face paint.
Because he possesses great talent. And speaking of a guy who has great talent and a great heart, he's coming up in our Warriors
And then
corner.
Boink the
Let's take it
Clown
to somebody who says,
would... he couldn't even buy like a good fake Doink ripoff, like here. Like he just bought some like jeans.
The American Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship Tournament. Well, I got just the guy to be my
See, look at the fancy graphic. It's a corner.
Tito Santana, American Wrestling Federation champion. What do you say, Tito? You and I, Tag Team champions. I like it.
Well, I'm certain that the wrestling fans around the world would not only like it, they would love it.
Oh,
if
I got a
Tito Santana
paper cut
and
on finger.
Sergeant Slaughter formed the
I'm like,
tag team
what the-
combination. Very, very interesting.
Really, I
to
cut my
see
finger in the
which
last
teams
minute
are
or
gonna
so.
Be invited, which teams are going to be pulled from the hat, and as you said, Terry, every tournament
That's
match
wild,
will be
RGT.
televised.
Maestro,
Yes,
the
it will.
Stro.
Side
Very
headlock
active
by Tito
online.
Santana.
I've heard about Dick Foley. I know for a while. That's like when I jump. Like when I'm playing basketball with my kid. I guard him. What was I? Even Colder, the Stone Cold ripoff gimmick. The famous story of him doing a Walmart autograph signing as Steve Austin's like an hour from my.
That right there is a submission in Sambo wrestling. If Tito would pull up one right there.
Wait, what?
See Vegas rolled up off his back. If he would have stayed
Did
on
Terry
his back,
Taylor just
Tito
like
would've planted
make
his
up
feet. He coulda got
a
submission
whole
out of that.
martial arts background?
That's not unheard of.
Vegas tries to power out, whip Santana into the ropes, big shoulder tackle.
Also, I forget the name. The referee here is God, what's his name? He was a major league umpire. Worked on WrestleMania 11. God, what's his name?
That's the only thing Vegas could have done. He's outclassed, and he's just opened
Like he just became an indie referee after that.
Well, Ronnie Vegas has done
Somebody will know his name. And
sleeper hold. He's got him off the ropes in the middle
the
of the
sleeper
ring.
hold, the
We've
dreaded
seen
sleeper
Tito
hold.
the way before.
Remember when Blanchard did this? His feet were off the ground and Chris Adams was bent over? The difference is here, Tito's got his feet down and Vegas is leaning back. He's through.
Joe West? Is Joe West the...
Watching intently.
What's his name? He worked WrestleMania 11 as like a celebrity referee. And then he just kept refereeing on indies.
Ronnie
Larry Young. There we go. Larry Young. Yes. Oh, hey, there's Justin Roberts.
He's got his sights set on that world championship title.
Every time we see Tito Santana, he looks better and better. What a phenomenal...
This, I love this. I hate MMA because we can't do shit like that anymore.
The crowd just loves him.
Where you put a guy to sleep and then you wake him up after the match because you're a nice guy. Everybody loves free Subway. Look at that guy. He's throwing up the one for the Bloodline. But I miss weird little wrestling things like that. Where you have to wake a guy up because you made him go to actual sleep. Tito is the final boss of the AWF. Only guy I can think of who actually went to a draw on one of these shows. Could not get any more like stereotypical entrance music. Ronnie Garvin, I think, was like, he had the dignity to just sit at home and be retired. I'm sure he got an offer. It's a good-looking belt.
Anyone had any question whether the fans here in the American Wrestling Federation love Tito Santana as their world champion? You certainly got the answer the minute Tito walked out to ringside. Tito, good to see you again, and good to see you still with this championship belt.
Thank you very much, Kenny. No, it's a good feeling that I'm still wearing this around my shoulder.
Like, this was kind of top of the line in 1995, 1996, and now it just is like one step above, like calling it, like doing a Zoom call.
It is a big concern, you know. The president's wasting no time. He wants world tag team champions, and I want to be part of that team. All I need.
Selfish, Tito the Booker.
Well, so you're actually talking about picking a partner and entering the tournament, or at least putting your hat in
Yeah,
the
if
draw.
you couldn't tell, Tito Santana was also booking the
I won the
show.
world belt, and I want to make history when I win the tag team championship belts also. Nobody has ever done
Like, that's how you know who's booking.
It's
who's the champion.
For Tito Santana. Let's go back to ringside. Mick Karsh and Terry Taylor.
Wasn't that belt purple? It might be. It just maybe just bad green screening. Bill Alfonso is our referee. Bill Alfonso, while this is airing, is also doing the heel ref thing in ECW, like simultaneously. Tito had to have bladed into Greg Valentine. The camera is shaking from how well this crowd is reacting. There we go. Coco Beware. Frankie is still alive at this point, and his partner is the truth teller of that Vince McMahon documentary, Tony Atlas. The guy who they booked to do interviews as a punchline, and then he's just the only guy telling the truth. Josh, I've tried setting up memberships. I'm not quite... I haven't had the time to like actually do it. I need to. Tony Atlas, we're going to see with some amazing feats. Found out recently, Tony Atlas has been married this entire time. And she's okay with it. Bless her heart. Also, this is his WWF music. Like, I would love to know how the rights worked out, where they could use it. Like, is it because he's singing? Yeah, you can tell Tony's a babyface here because he's wearing the red, white, and blue sweatpants and not the black sweatpants.
That was a scary situation right there.
What is he smiling at? If he saw himself, he'd be running for the
Beware of the Birdman. Coco's great.
Billy Anderson, I'm going to talk to that boy.
I might do a Why Coco Beware rules video soon. He's like legitimately awesome.
He represents at a combined weight of 487 pounds, the team of Greg.
Rico is a wimp. I wonder who made that sign. For those of you who have never joined me for an AWF off the grid before, yes, Rico Suave was connected to the mob in real life. If you couldn't tell, Yeah, Tommy Rich is like the one guy that was like, you know what? The AWF's gonna be my launching point for my new gimmick. Like, everybody knows me. Wildfire Tommy Rich, youngest NWA champion. Babyface House Fire with a heart of gold. Lush is Tommy Rich. I done it in Memphis. I'm gonna do it nationally, baby. Don Vito plus Dino Bravo equals Rico Suave. Lucas, that was great. Yes, OCs and stories. Rico got money from corrupt politician Betty Lauren. And then I believe he was the one that talked to the FBI when they got involved. Yeah, Tommy Rich is having a blast. He's having the most fun of anybody in the AWF. Yeah, Greg Valentine gives off big time 2024 Chris Jericho vibes.
Because that's where Nails does his best work, from behind.
Yeah, we saw Tony Atlas before saying, hey, if you want
Is that a euphemism?
Side, I don't know if Nails will do that. Tony's got it.
Wasn't he the one that was sexually harassed?
Big tag team main event is coming up. Stay with us, don't you dare go
Yeah, Coco Ware was a badass. Like, don't let the fact that he's 4'8".
Hey, Mick, we're back on the air. Get to work.
I was talking to Frankie.
Well, was he making more sense?
The ring attendant is apparently the corpse of Dick Murdoch.
I'm going to talk to the powers that be, see if we can get Frankie
Yeah.
in the color position.
Tommy Rich, I've said it, I think it was on WCW Deep Cuts Live a couple weeks ago. Tommy Rich has a little boy mullet.
Let's get to work here.
Like, it's hard to really describe that, like, that's a mullet that your mom is coaching the barber on how to cut the whole time.
You got two guys in there with a
You know,
wealth of experience. They know each other very, very well. They've had battles
famous
before.
enemies of America,
It's all starting from
Texas
square
and
one.
wherever the
This
fuck
is
Greg
the beginning
Valentine's
of
from.
guys
Not Texas,
trying to get ready
Georgia.
for the tag team
Look at that,
tournament.
Greg
Everybody's got
Valentine.
to try to look
Shooting
their
a
best.
drop
There's
ball.
Valentine doing what he does best, working on a man's legs.
Yes, exactly, Speedy De Palma. Tommy Rich has the mullet that a kid gets because his dad said to the barber, give him that.
I'd have to work for 3 years making half what you make times 2 to pay a $10,000 fine.
You leave my bank book out of this. Nice reversal.
Yeah, Greg Valentine, he hit an age at one point and just stayed there. It's kind of like Arn Anderson. One day he was just 50. And that was when he was like 24. Exactly, Matt P. Greg Valentine never aged, he just weathered. Look like Bill Epperstein had his arm around the bird. So good, so good. Oh, great camera work in the AWF.
Those pairings are probably driving him crazy. With me asking for a raise, that might be too much for him.
Yes, exactly, Brian. Greg Valentine guarantee. He was born 55. WrestleMania 7, also 55. Today, 50.
Mr. USA, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know how to use leverage.
Oh.
Right into a brick wall, Terry. Tony Atlas is going nowhere. There aren't too many professional wrestlers that are
I kind of see it. You kind of see Animal from the Muppets in the design of his tights. Wildfire! Wildfire! There's a picture. Wrestling Magazine on Twitter posted a scan from an old magazine of Greg Valentine in like a smoker's jacket with like a pipe, I think. Where it's like, I think Greg Valentine was hot when he was younger. And then yeah, he made that bad deal with a wizard and he turned 50 in like 1960 or whatever. Tony Atlas just, that's great psychology. His head is bald and slippery, therefore you cannot headlock him. Jimmy Hart and Greg and JJ McGuire wrote "Do the Bird." That'd be weird if Jimmy Hart was like, yeah, AWF, you can do that. The weirder things have happened. Hey, referee Vinny Lax. Yeah, I don't like the bare knees.
One of the great talents in this.
I'd rather see his balls than his
Right
knees.
into this one. We got 20 seconds left in round one. Nice arm
I'm
drag
pretty
by
sure
Tommy
there are
Rich.
wrestlers
Tommy
in
Rich
WWE and
serving his
AEW
Coco Beware is not gonna
now.
take kindly to that. There's the tag
Like, and not
down.
like the old time,
Wait a
like
minute,
the,
is
oh,
Greg
these
the
guys are
Hammer
old
Valentine
wrestlers, but like
apparently not.
guys relatively in their prime who were the same age, if not older, than the four of these guys right now.
This round is over, but let's right now take a look at Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers.
It looks like in the video game where like you shoot someone off to the ropes and then you don't hit the button in time to do your move and you both just like kind of flail your arms. Look at this team, Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers.
Second chance to pick the right partner. Well, the man standing next to me, I've been
How
looking for
pissed
my
must you
whole
be if you're
career.
Johnny Gunn
I
and you
knew
show up
he'd be
and
my
you're in
right
good
partner.
shape,
He would have
and
my
then
back
Jim
and top of
Powers
me.
is in the best
He is.
shape any man has ever
You know,
been in?
Johnny, I think what we need to do here first off.
What's with the manager's
thank
hair?
Paul
It's that he's
Alpecin, the president of the American
a
Wrestling
cool mobbed up
Federation,
dude.
for putting this tag team tournament together.
Yes, Jimmy
We
Powers,
have
the
our names
youngster,
thrown in the hat.
looking
And
good,
I hope our
Jim.
names get picked from that hat, because if they do, I know we will realize our dream, and that dream being the American Wrestling
dream
Federation
being?
tag team belts.
What's a dream bean? Your brain?
Well,
That's a
certainly
cool
the
thing to call a
combination of
brain,
Powers
a
and
dream
Gunn,
bean.
If in fact their name is drawn from the hat, you certainly can't bet against them, Terry. in
That's
that
right,
tag
Jim
team
Powers
tournament.
was one of the few guys
Well,
to
you're
wrestle
right.
Ric Flair on TV when he first came in.
Boy, Tommy Rich out of the box.
In,
He throws a leg.
91.
Ducked by Coco Beware.
There we go.
An elbow, and now's a hammer for good measure. Clears a ring.
Coco Beware!
Look at how the Valentine though. He isn't scared. He rolled right in.
And on the outside
Imagine
of the
being
ring
Bel
now,
Alfonso and like
Rico
doing
Suarez.
these tapings and then the next weekend driving to ECW.
Is that called getting your heads together?
Well, I'm not sure what
Judo
Rico
Gene
Suarez
LaBelle
is
sitting in the corner over there?
The referee's going to have none of that. Better get one or the other back in the ring.
That's Bill Alfonso. Tommy Rich was the legal man. He has to continue the match unless he makes a tag like that.
And now we take a look
This
at the one and
was
only
3.5,
hammer,
4
Greg
years
Valentine.
after
His
High Energy,
reputation
Alex.
over the past
And Coco's
several
still
years
wearing
in
the baggy
professional
pants, which
wrestling,
honestly I don't
second to
blame them.
none.
They
One
look
of the great
comfortable.
and tough
If I could get away with it, I would.
of all time.
Why you do that elbow?
Some bootlegger needs to start selling high energy pajamas.
His dad, that famous or infamous Johnny Valentine called that the brain buster. Beautiful move by Coco. Underneath the again.
You know, both Rich and Valentine have been caught napping on that ring apron by a very alert
What?
Coco
Rico Suave is like, I'm just gonna grab your ass, Tommy Rich.
Tony
Like,
Atlas'
rub it
head
for
is
a
like
minute.
medicine ball, and he knows how to deliver that
USA. USA. Again, what country are the other team representing? I could pull off those pants. Whoa! Tony Atlas went for a monkey flip.
Move for a big man. Tommy Rich went down there and cut him off. Takes two of them.
Hey,
Comes
Orion.
one.
I said it correctly this time.
And just
Bootleg
like that,
Raw,
momentum
yeah.
in this
Kind of
very
does look like
important
Bootleg
tag
Raw
team
from the time.
encounter has shifted, and now Valentine works on the arm of Tony Atlas. There's a tag, and luscious
Yeah, they
Tommy
did. I
Rich
believe the AWF was the first promotion to do the corner
Well,
cam.
he did. I
That,
answered
like,
my own question, Terry.
AEW
He
does
made
now.
it. Coco beware. The referee has to shoot Coco out now.
Well, I tell you what, anytime you got a manager on the outside, you're looking for the manager, you're looking for nails, you know you got a partner in Coco Beware, but Tony Atlas's mind has got to be running 100
They
miles
taped
an hour.
these referee Vinny Lax. This one was taped in Chicago. Again, I believe it was at Cicero Stadium where TNA was taping their shows in Chicago. It's a dump. Just a dump. Exactly, Alex. This looks as good as Monday Night Raw. It's just in a smaller building. And Rico Suave's just standing on the apron. He's like, hey, I hooked up the promoter with dirty money. I'm allowed to be here. MLW does still run there. That's right, Hoff. Cicero Stadium does still exist, yeah. Like Hoff said, MLW runs there. TNA has run there in the last year or two.
Boy, Tony Atlas, all that strength, all he had to do was lift his left shoulder up, but he rotated.
Cicero, as far as I know, Cicero Stadium's always been a dump.
Too strong. Greg the Hammer Valentine with that elbow.
Yeah, Rico Suave, if there was a Kickstarter in 1995. He would be on the tier where they let you manage half the wrestlers. Because he gave Paul Alperstein a bunch of mob money to be involved. Yeah, that's the problem with the round system. No, you stick it, just brought it up. It takes Greg Valentine 15, 20 minutes just to warm up. So if he's stopping every 3 minutes, this is the worst promotion for him to be in. Come on, Valentine. He did the hammer jam, not the shin guard, the elbow. It does, that ring does look just like the WWF toy ring. I agree with you. I had it. By the time I was done with it, it was like all red. Because I used marker for blood in all my matches.
This great tag team matchup continues.
This great tag team matchup, folks. It's fine. Like, if you temper your expectations, it's fine.
In the third and final round, it's on his shoulders. His scorecard.
Yeah, God, imagine that ring girl. I didn't even think about that. The sleazeballs in the locker room and the crowd who were just pawing her likely. Suave, what? What was that pronunciation, Terry? Did your mouth stop working? Suave. Grabbing his, that's how big his traps are. Tommy Rich could just grab them like a motorcycle. Vroom, vroom. And yeah, like David on YouTube brought up, this shit aired at 2 a.m. on like Sunday nights, Monday mornings in most markets. Like, the only time I saw this when I was a kid, there were a couple Sundays where like I was anxious because I had to go to school and I didn't like school. And I'd be up in the middle of the night and I would see AWF. It wouldn't help my anxiety at all, you know. What was Coco's like, stop counting! And Alfonso's like, okay. Didn't know that worked. Wow, you actually got ads for it. Oh, you stick it. I've never seen an AWF commercial. Got 5 guys. It's overpriced. That's a good point, Brian. Yeah, I never heard the commentary because I was always trying to keep the TV down so my mom wouldn't hear it. Maybe that's why Terry Taylor got the job. Hello. Now that DVD set is a blessing. We got this weird shit in like decent quality. Oop, the tea bag. Oh. Even Frankie's like, I'm bored. This match is too long. Hey, Optimum Vision, welcome. Just in time for us to celebrate. The Tommy Rich is like, oh, 2 black men can't win a match. Well, not under my watch. What? Who is that guy? Is that one of Rico Suave's like mob dudes? Giant sunglasses? Oh, no, there was a woman in the front row just like sexually harassing Tony Atlas. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Gunner, on YouTube. AWF needed the honky tonk. He shows up in the 2nd season. Listen to all those people who aren't actually in the building. He got his calculator out. Okay, you hit the referee. That's $500. Oh, hey, they all know who's paying for this. Tommy Rich making sure to get camera time with the promoter. Paul Alperstein's like, I'm the promoter, so I have to be the toughest guy here. Bird. Great lyrics.
That guy is power happy. He's going to be a millionaire with all the fines. Hey, I got to get him to start dancing. Get out of the way, Carson.
Well, I'm going to get up and dance too. Look at him.
Is he calling people over the rail?
Asking some of the fans if they want to get involved in a little bit of a victory celebration here.
Oh, I hope she's of age. Like, it's bad that that's my first thought whenever they bring a woman into the ring. Tony Atlas is like, her feet are covered up. I don't like that. Oh, then now there's a child. Okay. That child is having a seizure. Also, that child apparently wore a WWF WCW shirt because he's wearing an AWF shirt and nobody's buying this. Okay, they finally found multiple children that are into this. I hate Terry Taylor, by the way. I love how everybody else is doing the bird and this woman's like, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. You guys all look stupid. That's a good point. If the kids got paid to be there, is that not like a weird child labor thing?
Talk about being back in a big way. Tony Coco, congratulations. Talk about a big win, defeating Luscious Tommy Rich, Greg Valentine.
What purpose did Terry Taylor serve? I've never been able to answer that.
I'll tell you one thing, you don't have to worry, brother, because I'm telling you, Valentine and Rich, they was a tough team to handle. But you see, Tony Allison and myself, we took
Yeah, this show was taped months before it aired, and they still left in like 3 minutes of dancing.
I am hot and we can't.
Tony, the fans throughout the American Wrestling Federation ecstatic.
Always thought it was admirable that Coco Beware painted his head and got the line around his hair just perfect. Like that takes a steady hand.
I got my first pair of shoes. I had to work and get it for myself.
Kind of does look like Aja Kong.
I had to work and get it for myself. And somebody, I don't know who, I wished I did.
What if in the middle of this he's like, oh, and Pat Patterson sexually harassed me in the WWF.
That $10,000. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I wish somebody said me 10 grand and I could say thank you on TV.
So wait, in the AWF, if you get fined, the money goes to the other wrestler? I mean, it makes sense. I don't think any sports league has ever done that.
Yeah, there he goes, cleaning house. Got one down. Look at that beautiful drop kick. He's not the tallest guy, but he takes care of what Mother Nature gave him. Sunset flip out of nowhere. Tony Atlas and Hammer fighting it out. And there you see the ending of the match. Right there, Coco reverses.
Again, I love how they keep cutting to this shot where Frankie looks bored out of his fucking mind. The three warriors of wrestling, Tony Atlas, Coco Beware, and Bill Alfonso. All right, let's go to the second episode. Thank you, Highland Entertainment, for releasing good quality releases of these episodes on DVD. We still got this, and we got 2 more episodes, this and one more. So got plenty of AWF. I'm a big fan of the idea that they thought that a close-up of Hercules' face going would like get people to tune in the middle of the night. USA. The DVD might still be on Amazon. Sarge wrestles here, he yells at you, and he helps produce the television. Look at Bill Anderson, frozen in the ring.
The Z-Man, Sergeant Slaughter, Mr. Hughes and Hercules.
Like, I'm fascinated by how still Bill Anderson's being in the background of this clearly live shot.
And a plethora of others. What? Ladies and gentlemen, let's turn it over to our ring announcer, Billy Anderson.
Yes, let's turn around.
Ladies and gentlemen, this
That's
contest is
Joe.
scheduled for
That's
3
very
rounds.
Joe Hendry.
Introducing first, at a combined weight of 5.
This is a whole new set of
5
tapings.
From Atlanta, Georgia, the team of the Southern Posse.
Southern Posse getting an entrance. Longtime WCW enhancement guys. The Southern Posse. Look at that entrance set. That's beautiful.
Who is Sonny and who is Junior? I know you did your homework. That's Sonny Trout, the first one.
That's Sonny Trout and Rick Thames. Who the fuck is Junior? Yes, Slutty Trout. Exactly, no, you stick it. For longtime WCW Deep Cuts Live fans, that's Slutty Trout.
Like to fight those guys. Trust me.
Bobby Heenan said in a shoot that the only person he hated in the business was Terry Taylor. Bobby Heenan. Love him. Yeah, this doesn't age well. Also, that flag is just not even ethically, just fabric-wise, is dirty. What a weird team. As if you couldn't tell that like half the brass in this company is from Minnesota. Look at that Z-Man jacket. He bought like a 92 Olympics jacket from a secondhand thrift store and then just bedazzled the shit out of it.
37 pounds, a great wrestler. I wrestled the Z-Man. Of course, I beat him, but I wrestled him. I know you did. I've watched that tape
Okay, DVD is not on Amazon anymore.
Oh, look at Charlie now. He's going right into the wall.
It kind of does look like one of the arenas from Legends of Wrestling. Good call, Orion.
At some point during this match, I'm going to mess that up already.
LOD showed up season 2. Yes, Tom. They were a season 2 team.
Now, apparently, you said this is this Mr. Thweet or is this Mr. Trout? Yes.
Thweet?
The one on the left is Thweet. The one with the mohair sweater on the right.
What?
That's Sonny Trout. He's trying to lure
His name's
him
Rick
into the corner.
Thames.
He's baiting him, in other words. Is that what you're
They're calling
telling
him
me?
Junior
Exactly right. He
Thweet?
took that hook, line, and sinker. Bada bing ba. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors of Wrestling and the American Wrestling Federation coming at you.
So wait, is the Warriors of Wrestling the governing body?
Popular wherever and whenever he appears.
God, Tom Zenk's mullet.
And of
That
course,
takes
and I know
so
this,
much
this kind
effort.
of sticks in your craw a little bit. Another who's very popular with the female contingent of the wrestling fans. There's plenty of girls to go around. As long as there's guys like you to chase them to us there.
Okay.
Marsh ducks the close like great drop kick. Oh, Z-Man right on the money.
Yeah, Tom Zenk was such a good guest on Wrestling Observer Live that they paid him to go away. By they, I mean WWE.
Yeah, speaking of something in your eye, let's right now go to my favorite segment. It is called the Warriors Corner.
First of all, let Coco and myself thank all the fans out there with the American Wrestling Federation.
I think Tony Atlas and Coco Beware are the only team that's actually been a team for more than one episode.
Coco and myself, we're going to be ready to get down and boogie woogie ugly.
That's right, we beat a
Boogie Woogie Ugly. I love that.
So we get ready to go to the top.
Well, indeed, that was a tremendous victory over the team of Greg the Hammer Valentine and luscious Tommy Rich. And
Yeah, Tom Zenk.
that Coco Beware and Mr. USA would love to be in that championship tournament. The pairings, the drawings coming up a little bit later on. Terry, this is great. Yeah, the whole concept of a tournament is unbelievable. Last week, Coco and Mr. USA got a win.
What are the fans?
But why have we not seen
I get that Charlie Norris is the partner, and that, you know, that's a thing that people did back then for Native Americans.
the intent of the Z-Man to this.
Whoa, I'm gonna grunt and grab you.
Cut off the ring a little bit, but now there's a tag, and our first look at Chief Charlie Norris this week. Oh,
Charlie Norris is a big ass dude.
and down goes Junior Thweet, and
Yes, his name is Junior Thweet in the AWF. Why the hell couldn't he just be Rick Thames? Wow. They love them some Charlie Norris.
I'll tell you what, Chief right here doing the dance, cleaning out the ring. Looks like old Sonny Trout swimming upstream against the Chief. Oh,
God.
I can't take it. We could probably do
He is sweating
several
so
of
much.
those, but
Let's be professional and pay attention to business, as Charlie Norris better do here.
I didn't even realize it until I put up the WCW Deep Cut short about Charlie Norris. His name's Chuck Norris.
How big Charlie Norris is. He's 6'7", he's 300 pounds.
Yeah, Junior Thweet has to be some weird inside joke that, like, doesn't make sense to anybody outside of their locker room.
I have to say, to this point at least, you've got to give credit to the team of the Southern Posse. They've cut off the ring, and they are really doing a number on both the Z-Man and Chief Charlie Norris.
I think Charlie's weight may be hurting him a little bit here. He came in like a house of fire. You get
That ring is mic'd so loud. Like, there has to be, like, a dozen microphones under that ring.
Maybe Charlie. Well, here we go. He's fighting back. That turnbuckle, that pad looks like it's rotated down a little bit. That's dangerous.
Well, let me tell you something about Charlie
That
Norris.
pad's rotated down a little bit. That's shitty ring.
Tremendous heart, and he's not going to give
Hey,
up
Dr. Feelgood. Yes, the Z-Man. The Z-Man.
Off the ropes and a double elbow. Sonny Trot caught it right to the sternum. And now, can the Z-Man put him away? Oh, that was a mistake.
Z-Man's like, yeah, I'm a shitty tag team wrestler.
That was a tactical error. He just took him to his own corner. Maybe it's because of that eye gouging. He was upset about it.
Well, very possibly.
Oh, he grabbed him by the mullet. See, that's why you can't grow a mullet.
And Terry, everything backfired on
In Canada, he is the Z-Man. I wonder if, like, he had to do promo, like, retape promos for WCW in Canada. Holy shit, look at that blouse.
I'm getting real sick and tired of it. You know something? I've got the two best wrestlers in the world today. Luscious Tommy Rich, the
That-
blonde hair is just flying all over.
Wow.
And Greg the Hammer Valentine, speed, muscle, and purely brains, baby. You know something?
My brain has stopped working.
Look, President Paul Alperstein.
Yeah,
is
Rico
trying to
with two
stick it in my
C's.
back.
'Cause
I don't understand why. I've never done
he
anything to hurt anybody in my
sees
life.
so much
All
of
we wanna
himself
do
in that
is wrestle. We're the
blouse.
best tag team
To answer Jonathan, this show aired in syndication throughout the country in, like, really shitty time slots, but it aired, like, nationwide. But, like, it was weird. Like, it never, like, there were various markets where, like, it would start, they would have the premiere episode, like, you know, like, mid-September in, like, New York, and, like, October in Indiana, and, like, November in Arizona and New Jersey, whatever. Like, it never, it was just like a TV show. Like, once they were able to get a clearance, they just started from the beginning. Is this an SCTV pit? Is that John Candy? You can tell the Southern Posse really thought the AWF was going to be a thing, because they never wore tights that looked this good. Oh my god! That was a concussion, I believe, is the technical term for that move. Yeah, they're trying all sorts of moves because they're actually getting to do stuff. Rico Suave would have been the champion of UCBW. Absolutely. Why are they fucking with the lights? Double stroke. Hey, Therapy, everybody needs you. You've only missed one of the 3 episodes we're watching, so we still got plenty of show. Started at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern. I don't know what your time zone is. I know the last show was taped in Chicago. I gotta think this was taped somewhere between Chicago and, like, Minneapolis. Oh, there we go. That's how you know it's a babyface. This crowd, coached or not, freaking loves Charlie Norris. Bill Anderson and Justin Hernandez were SoCal guys, but they were also guys that were involved in, like, every startup in the 90s, regardless of location. Like, they were just the guys that you called when you wanted to start a national promotion. Taped in Oakville, Washington? What the fuck? What a weird place to tape TV. When, like, all of your management is based out of, like, Chicago and Minnesota.
I've seen that move before. Your favorite, the Z-Dog. It's all over. It is all over. And Chief Charlie Norris and the Z-Man really had to come back a long way. No doubt they were behind on points, but they get the...
Okay, never mind. This is also at Cicero Stadium. They just dressed it up better. Yeah, it looks like they actually put in much better lights. Okay. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, cage matches listings for the AWF are rough. And that's the deal with a lot of 90s feds that aren't, like, the big ones.
And then Charlie Norris, big man, see the momentum he gives Junior Queen here. Oh, that was right in the face. You can see that. Absolutely.
That was a little close to the nose. There's so much hair in the back of their heads and not nearly enough on the top.
World champion Tito Santana, who has a special announcement to make.
It's a big announcement, Chrissy.
Tito Santana, I'm pregnant.
It's going to be announced in a few minutes, and I am part of the names that have been submitted. There's a certain individual, a certain friend of mine that was looking for a partner, and I was looking for a partner, so I went up to him, and I'm talking about, yes, Sergeant Slaughter and myself. We have submitted our
Bookers.
team tournament.
What's going on with the cow? Okay, we're bringing Sergeant Slaughter into. I thought the guy under the camera just like fell.
Champions, and I've got just the man that'll do it. He was there for me in the singles, and now I'm gonna be here for him. We're gonna go all the way, baby.
Ted Hutt, especially all those other teams that put their names in the pairings.
I'm glad they put Survivor Series 1990 behind them.
We're coming after you. If our names get picked in that tournament, no doubt
she's not breathing.
No doubt in this man's mind, we're going to be
he
the
doesn't
next
have
American
a pulse.
Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Maybe we're imagining Chrissy, like we're having a collective hallucination.
From Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 252 pounds.
The Big B! Vern Henderson, hell yeah! What a look! I've seen Vern Henderson before. WCW never let him wear the vest.
Yeah, these Super Destroyer, I mean, you see him right there. And what we understand
The Super Destroyers.
Speak to us, but we tried to do a bio on him. There you see both the Super Destroyers.
Just flip off the crowd. Yeah. Vern Henderson is the coolest guy in middle school, facing the super pervert. Who the fuck are these guys?
A great fan of the American Wrestling Federation and the Warriors of
Super Destroyers.
From an automobile accident in Charlotte, North Carolina. Our very best
The one is really tall.
Yeah, we want you to get well soon and come see us in the American Wrestling Federation. Big V Vern Henderson going up against Super Destroyer #1, and that's
like,
the one with the butcher cut tights, the over-the-shoulder black outfit.
You know, you mentioned just a
yeah, they're probably guys that did jobs on the show otherwise. What a weird fucking gimmick. Like, Vern Henderson genuinely looks like a bigger star than either of them because he oiled up and wore a vest.
He's down to about 265 now. And he's a veteran. He's been around, and you don't stay in the AWF.
Look at that. Whoa, look at Vern Henderson go.
And a great series of moves by Henderson.
Wiki thinks it's Doug Stahl and AJ Petruzzi. What a weird team to push.
Been done. The names have been submitted to the American Wrestling Federation for that big tag team title tournament. And
I love how Oliver is also his nickname, not just Sir. Sir Oliver?
Well, there's a very confident Sir Oliver Humperdinck, and yes, the Texas Hangmen certainly tossing their names in for consideration.
Like, this feels like a fetish wrestling match.
Selective amnesia. Great armbar controlling the Super Destroyer, who we haven't seen have a whole lot of offense.
You know he's Big V because he has a V on his tights in Times New Roman font.
And the Super Destroyer seems completely befuddled there. He has
The old people in the crowd are going nuts for Vern because he's one of them.
Well, from what we understand, he is from Great Britain. The guy hasn't spoken to us. We have no background on him. Vern Henderson doesn't have
Was that a shoot, Kimura?
Look at that shoulder and the way that elbow's hyperextended.
Vern's like, I'm going to win this match whether I'm booked or not.
And of course, the other Super
Yeah, Vern Henderson's been beating the shit out of the guys who are the stars.
has to call for the break.
Hey, Suzanimal, welcome. Just in time to see the Big V.
Henderson forced to release the hold. I'm very impressed with Vern Henderson, and you said
I am too.
he was about 300
Vern Henderson is
now
radical.
265. This is a big man, very impressive.
Barrel chested, oiled up.
I've never wrestled against him, but he's almost like a spoiler. He can have a
Almost like a spoiler. We get it, Terry. You know wrestling things. Dork. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Vern, that hurts.
The Super Destroyer out of nowhere unloaded. There's a knee buried into the midsection. And this match has turned around.
Wow, Brian connecting the tissue. The Super Destroyers were the first ECW tag champs after beating Glenn Osborne and Max Thrasher the Bounty Hunter. If you did not join us at last Off the Grid a couple weeks ago, go check it out. I've clipped Max Thrasher the Bounty Hunter's matches into a video on YouTube. Max Thrasher the Bounty Hunter, according to his Wikipedia, 8 years of karate. He was a debt collector at one point. That's fucking weird armbar. I mean, it looks like it hurts, but that's weird. I would have put over the Big V. Max Thrasher the Bounty Hunter is currently a high school principal in the New York area. He stood up for the rights of the girls' wrestling team to exist.
Individual wrestlers have joined forces to forge what I'm sure will be a strong and mighty
Seriously,
tag
that's
team.
Chat
And
GPT.
Gentleman Chris Adams. Well, I'm interested to know what made the two of you decide to team up.
I want to know what made the two of you decide to team up.
You know, Nails and the Executioner put my
Yeah, this is when Scott Putski's working in Texas as Conan 2000.
So I've known 2000 here for a long,
That is
long
Scott
time.
Putski,
We are
yes.
good friends, and I feel that with his super strength and my knowledge of professional wrestling and the round system, that we'll make a great team.
You know, I was there, Chris. I saw what happened. And the question everybody had in their minds was,
All right, I'll be right back, guys. I have an inquiry for my child.
I'm new to tag team wrestling, but a war is a war, whether there's 1, 2, 3, or 4 people in the ring. And I will be by your side, Chris, no matter what.
We'll be right back.
This match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from Tampa, Florida, weighing 230 pounds, Manny Fernandez.
Wait a minute, that's not the Raging Bull.
His opponent from St. Louis, weighing 270 pounds, Ron Powers. And he is accompanied to the ring and standing in his corner, Fidel Sierra.
Oh, this looks diabolical. Fidel Sierra accompanying Big Ron Powers to the ring.
Wait a minute. Fidel Sierra says
All right, I'm back. Fake Manny Fernandez, a.k.a. Maniac Mike, from WXO. David Sierra, a.k.a. Cuba's Top Gun, a.k.a. one half of Los Especialistas. That's Ron Powers, who all the old St. Louis guys love. They thought he was like the next Bruiser Brody.
I see a lot in Powers.
Mickey J, the referee.
Powers more impressive every time we see him. And Manny Fernandez might be in some trouble here.
Yeah, he's outweighed here.
Manny Fernandez is, it's wild because he trained at the power plant for years, but he always looked completely untrained. What the fuck? I love Nails' speaking voice when he doesn't have the voice modulator. We're gonna get everybody in the tag team tournaments. Big boss man, you hurt me in jail. Vince McMahon, I'm going to get my money from you. Mickey J was not in WCW at this time, wrestling old head. He's about 2 years away.
There's no question about this, Fidel Sierra.
Like, I have a feeling Sergeant Slaughter just bought a bunch of masks and handed them out. We're like, you're the Executioner now. You guys are the Super Destroyers. Hey, buddy. Oh! Manny Fernandez is like fighting spirit, arm drag. I wonder if they did reach out to Nails. That'd be interesting to find out. If they reach out to Nails for that documentary. Ron Powers not selling the armbar whatsoever.
But it's got to be a shot of adrenaline. Oh, big elbow.
I honestly think this kid, Manny Fernandez, is out on his feet. That might have been an instinctive move, that arm drag.
Oh, Manny Fernandez. Oh, hey. Oh, shit. AWF doesn't have any pretty blue mats. They have a rug at ringside.
Yeah, you can see the look of horror on these girls' face when they see this kid fall out like that. Sunset flip over the top.
The ring's creaking. Oh, Mickey J is like, nope. Ron Powers did a couple of WCW Saturday Night matches.
Nobody thought Manny Fernandez had a chance except Manny Fernandez. Inside cradle, 1, 2, he almost got him.
And another near fall, and you've got to give this young man credit.
I love the guy in the front row that's like, he's like a greaser looking redneck. I love how Mickey J, like, what was the point of him using elbow? Like, it wasn't illegal.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Terry. And now,
oh gosh.
Stop it. Let's get the camera off that man.
Boy, is he optically impaired?
Mickey J's wearing wrestling boots, by the way.
And Manny Fernandez right now in a world
red wrestling boots to referee in.
He's like a shark, and he's really taking it
So weird. Like, I know of some refs who do wear boots, but like they wear black boots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're right. No, you second. I'm pretty sure Ron Powers did wrestle Lex Luger in that period where Luger was being booked against big guys to like just put him up in the rack to prove that he could. Why are Ron Powers and Jim Powers not a tag team? Too many powers. Too much power. Drug testing.
He about beheaded him. This one is winding down here. Round 1.
Yeah, this kid had super effort. And speaking of a great effort, let's go to a Warriors corner with the SST.
Seriously, that ring is so loud. Also, the SST. Are they really a Samoan SWAT team?
The SST.
Couple ones.
I say, on the tournament, on Lumelanga Maua. Champagne, Langi Akua. Langi Akua. On the tournament, Mua tournament, Longalua tournament, Longatolu. On the SST, Samu, Samoa Savage.
I do acknowledge them.
To the top.
He just put over the promoter. Of course.
The tournament, SST.
Why is this promo so long? He just slapped his cousin's titty.
What did they say? I understood Alperstein.
I think Solo and Jacob Fatu should do that.
Is that about all I need to know?
Like during promos. Slap each other's titties.
And they said they wanted to win the tournament. They're in the hopper to be in the tournament. The pairings later in the hour.
That's what they
Manny
said.
Fernandez is clearly like an Owen Hart mark. Doesn't realize that like you actually have to like practice technique.
Manny Fernandez is giving it 200% here against Ron Powers. Fidel Sierra on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, one had in the name of the other, the Samoan Savage. That reminds me, there was a team in Quebec like 20 years ago called the Faces of Death. They were the team of Iceberg and Face of Death.
This one is history and a very impressive victory.
Who thought it was a good idea to start a new promotion in 1996, says the Suzanimal. Paul Alperstein. He had so much money he needed to get rid of.
Big win for Ron Powers.
Oh, they're matching.
I'm sure that
Look
he
at
and Fidel
look at
have
Jim
entered their
Powers'
names in our
gear.
AWF
That little hair, little top
as I'm sure my
coming
guests
down
did,
like that.
Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers have entered their names as well. As you know, we're getting ready to select the tag team pairings for our
We're
AWF
getting ready
tag
to
team
select the
tournament.
tag
Coming
team
up
pairings.
next,
A
Johnny,
tag team
with the
is
amazing
a
amount
wrestling
of
term
talent
for
that has
two
been entered
individuals
in our tournament.
who wrestle
what
together.
do you feel your chances are if you are selected?
Well, Chris, the key word there is talent. You look around the
I love how
American
they're
Wrestling
acting like
Federation,
there's a
it's full
chance
of
that
tag
these
team
regular
talent.
teams won't
You have
be
teams
picked.
like Slaughter, Santana, Valentine, and Rich, Texas Hangman. It's an unending list. But with
An
my man
unending
right here,
list.
Jimmy Powers,
Never-ending
I feel like we've got the odds in our favor. Tell him, baby.
You know, Chris, I've waited a
Ooh,
long
Bam
time
Dog
and
with
traveled a lot
a
of
Jim
miles to
Powers
get to where I
story,
am
a Tom
today.
Brandy
I've
story.
been through a lot
He
of
lives
tag
sort
team
of by
partners,
Bam
and I
Dog and is
finally
big into
hit on the
slot
right
cars
one,
now.
Johnny Gunn. I feel
Paul
confident with
Alperstein
Johnny
was like a
Gunn that we will
restaurant
rise to the top
guy. He
and
was
end up the American Wrestling
I believe he made his money. He
Federation
was the
Tag
guy
Team
who invented
Champions.
the ATM.
No disagreement from me there. So
I'm
stay
not
with us. We'll be
mistaken.
right back with the
Something like
announcements of the AWF Tag Team Tournament.
But he like
pairings.
had real money. He's like, I'm gonna spend it in wrestling.
This is the week that was in the American Wrestling Federation.
Well, Ken, it seems like every week was the week that was
Good
here in the AWF. But this week is slightly different because we are here to make the announcements for the tag team pairings.
We are here
of
to
our
make
tag
the
team
announcements for the
Now,
tag.
last week, if you weren't with us,
tournaments.
President Paul Alperstein announced that the American Wrestling Federation would conduct a tag team tournament to crown the first ever tag team champions. And he set out invitations to teams all over the world. The response was great, Chrissy.
Sure was. We had over 50 teams respond.
Over
In fact, the
15
American Wrestling
teams
Federation
for a
has done because of that
12-team
response,
tournament.
Indicative of the popularity that the AWF
That means they had
is gaining
16
worldwide.
teams.
The teams were randomly selected by computer. Now, Chrissy, it's going to be a 12-team tournament, but most interesting are the 4 first-round buys.
That's right, Ken.
And in that kind of a tournament, those can prove to be very important indeed. Now, without
Yeah, Chrissy
further
did just throw to
ado,
Chrissy.
here are
That's the
12
problem with
teams
AI.
that
They
are
did-
going to be
doesn't
vying
know.
for the first ever AWF Tag Team Championship.
Ooh, Disney Magic.
The very first
I'm
team
Paul
chosen
Alperstein,
for
and you're
AWF
watching the
Tag Team
Disney Channel.
Tournament, Sir Oliver Humpernick's Texas Hangman.
Oh, the Texas Hangman.
Their opponent will be the handsome tag team of Johnny
Brian,
Gunn
teams
and
are itching to get in from Minnesota all the way to northern Minnesota. So the Hangman against Johnny Gunn and Jim Powers, master tape glitching. Hercules and Mr. Hughes.
Their opponent will be the Renegades.
The
Over
Renegades.
the other side of the
Renegades?
bracket, the team of Coco Beware and Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
Their opponent will be the Super Destroyers.
Super Destroyers.
Other opponents in our 4th match of the tournament, gentlemen Chris Adams and Conan 2000.
All
Their
right.
opponent will be the SST.
And their opponent will be they just had her say that
Adams and
once
Conan,
and just
the wild
kept
Samoans are
pasting it
capable
in.
of anything. And now let's take a look as we mentioned.
What is up
earlier,
with that sound
there are
effect?
4 all-important buys in this tournament.
So they couldn't just do an
Will
8-man
automatically
tournament.
be seeded into the
They had to do
quarterfinals.
weird like second
And
round
the first buy
seeds.
goes to Chief Charlie Norris and the
Tom
Z-Man.
Zenk.
And the second bye goes to the luscious Tommy Rich and Greg the Hammer Valentine, Rico Suave's family.
Some people just have all the luck. Now the third buy,
Yeah, so Mr. Hughes didn't train Ricochet. Mr. Hughes did train A.R. Fox and Jonathan Gresham. That is a true fact.
There you have the 12 teams.
The Renegades were Jeff Gaylord and the Warlord. Why were they just the Lords?
Tag team tournament.
Well, Ken, there you go. It looks like there's
I love
a
how
lot
they
of
pretended
excited
like they were
teams and a
looking
lot of
at the
disappointed
bracket.
Teams, but I know that I'm happy to see that the tag team of
I'm
Johnny
happy
Gunn
to
and
see
Jim Powers are included on that roster.
Tito and Sarge weren't in there. I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
I'll tell you one team, Christy, that I'm a little disappointed didn't make it was a team of Tito Santana and Sergeant
Wow, they
Slaughter.
didn't make the.
One
All right.
relationship I had with Sergeant Slaughter, but imagine the worldwide publicity the American Wrestling Federation would have gotten had Tito Santana as world champion also been vying to hold.
Hey, T Neely 0514, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch.
Well, it's going to be something to see anyway, so tune in. Remember, it's all right.
It's going to
here
be
on the
something
AWF
to
network,
see.
and it starts next week. So tune in.
Chrissy, I think
Boop, beep, boop.
just about said it all. We'll be right back.
Well, we've just
Look
seen
at that
the pairings in
Apple
I am
computer.
stunned. Some of the teams I anticipated being in the tournament are
Look
not.
around enough on that thing, you'll get Oregon Trail.
Slaughter and Tito Santana got to be right at the top. Didn't make the cut, and the fabulous Freebirds nowhere to be found.
But
That's
yes,
right, the
it's a
Freebirds
double
were in this
tremendous
promotion at the
pairings,
point.
a very
Wow.
interesting tournament coming up. Let's get back to the ring.
So, like, the world champion and the most well-known tag team didn't make the tournament?
Scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first at a combined weight of 462 pounds, the team of Kenny Kendall and Butch Long.
Marked Man 90, thank you for the follow. Butch Long and Kenny Kendall 1K away from being very problematic. Freebirds in the AWF were Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes. Tag team champions not in the same handwriting as all of the other signs. That spelling of Sheik Adnan Al-Casey makes it look like it's Sheik Adnan Alki. Markman, thank you so much for the nice words. I'm glad to see the Erotic Fontaine fan club, aka the chat. Here we go, Mr. Hughes and Hercules. That team makes sense. Yeah, no, Michael P.S. Hayes taped a bunch of stuff for AWF and then immediately signed with the WWF. So he's on both shows at the same time. It's very weird.
Mr. Hughes and Hercules.
Hercules just winked at you, Cars. Did you see that?
Now, not at me, he didn't.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to
And the referee is somebody who has spent a lot of time in prison, I would imagine. Look at that guy.
6 years old. He's been wrestling 4 years. He and Butch Long.
Hercules is so big.
Thicker through the middle, but I think they're going to have to really have a strategy to do well against Hercules and Hughes.
Absolutely, and as this one gets underway, ladies and gentlemen, some hellos to very, very good friends of ours, great wrestling fans from Clearwater, Florida, talking about Stu Arnold, Peter Vettery, and George Cornelius.
Whenever, like, individual fans get shout-outs and commentary on, like, national TV shows, I assume they've sold the roster drugs at some point. Hey, Rowan Fresh, bringing the erotic Eric Fontaine emoji. Wow! Dave Meltzer getting a shout-out on commentary. Terry Taylor's he had to stop himself from being like, "Hey Dave, I'll call you later." Oh shit, that was dope. Raw Slam. The Hob, yes, this was 3.5 years after Hercules was Super Invader in WCW. Yeah, Kenny Kendall has a big following in the wrestling fetish community. But honestly, the jobber fetish community has done an amazing job of archiving old wrestling on YouTube. Like, if you just don't read the comments, great archivists. Look at Jeff Gaylord's jacket. He probably got that from Rico Suave.
Do I look worried? I got a little secret for you. The Warlord ain't worried. And one way or
Oh, I thought he
another,
said, "Do I look
we're gonna be in
boring?"
that tournament. Count on it.
I love the ending. Count on it. More wrestlers should do that. Like, put the stank on it. Double thumbs up. Stephen J. Neptune, man, Meltzer wasn't really nice to the AWF. It's just that Mick Karch and Terry Taylor were both well-known Meltzer stooges, and would, like, they were known for, oh shit, or for talking with Meltzer. See, it's wild that any AWF squash match went over one round. Mark, man, AWF didn't work with anybody. They were trying to be competition to the WWF and WCW. They were their own weird thing. Look at that drop kick. I love Mr. Hughes' drop kick. Every time he does it, it surprises me. Why did he open his mouth? That was weird. Oh, Hercules and Hughes tag team champions. Brian, yeah, Mr. Hughes about a year after this was Triple H's butler. China replaced Mr. Hughes. Why is there so much headroom on this shot?
For the AWF Tag Team Tournament, you've been
they all look so small.
The
opened show cracker. Butch Long opened his mouth because he was trained by Tony Atlas.
Only have to do one thing for Sheik Adnan Al-Kaisi is to capture the Tag Team Championship belt.
Did he just say Mr. Carter?
We promise you, Sheik, and when we make a promise, that's a promise, and that's what's going to happen. And when you're happy, that makes me real happy, because I know I'm going to make a lot more money. And these renegades, I don't care who they are. Nobody's bigger.
We're going to get a Hercules Jeff Gaylord swear off. That's awesome.
Tag team in the land. You mess with us, you go down. This man pays us a lot of money to take people out. You're going down.
Yeah, Hercules, or not, but Mr. Hughes had just had an ECW run right before this, too. He was Shane Douglas's offensive line, or defensive line.
I'll be here. Have I made myself clear? Good. Then don't touch that dial. That's an order.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Hey, Refs as Wizards. The AWF is weird as always. Glad to have you there. If that is who I think it is, this is going to freaking rule. Yes. Yes, it is. Lightning Foot Jerry Flynn. Hell yeah. The master of the block. Jerry Flynn versus Sergeant Slaughter. What is happening? This is the main event of the second episode, folks. Sergeant Slaughter against Lightning Foot Jerry Flynn. Jerry Flynn was in WCW for like 4 years. I don't think he ever had a match as random as this. And think about that. Yeah, this was Sergeant Slaughter's gimmick in the AWF. He would give out little flags. Like he was Jacques or Raymond Rougeau. Jerry Flynn wrestled in so many places. I think he's the only wrestler to do both UWFI and the AWF. Brian, there's a production assistant that's so mad that they have to go get all the flags back afterwards. Yeah, this is well after WrestleMania. We've already forgiven Slaughter. Slaughter's already gotten his country back. And that's a good point, Maskman. Why did he just toss them out? I'm sure these fans would not fight over little tiny baby flags. Yeah, Jerry Flynn wrestled Cyclope, and it feels much less random than Slaughter looks like he's wearing Spanx. I'm pretty sure that's why He kept the singlet going over the shirt for so long and didn't just go with the shirt. Oh. Dude, if Jerry Flynn starts doing shoot-style mat work, I'm going to lose my mind. The well-known team of Ron Powers, David Sierra, and Sheik Adnan KC. I was told that certain individuals have reached out to Jerry Flynn to do Bloodsport, and he's like, I'm good. I'm out of wrestling. I'm not interested. He's like an exterminator now, I believe. I think Sheik manages all the guys that Rico Suave doesn't. Sergeant Slaughter's gonna make him a toof-loof. Yes, Southern Discomfort callback. I love it, Mark, man. There we go. There we go. Wow, Sergeant Slaughter and his Cobra Clutch was Jerry Flynn's UWF background was no match for that. That guy Clint, Jerry Flynn wrestled Sergeant Slaughter, Atsushi Onita, Matsukatsu Funaki, Minoru Suzuki, and Linden. That is an all-time great opponent. I would be that happy too if I beat Jerry Flynn in 2 minutes. Sergeant Slaughter should do Bloodsport. I bet he would. He's still out taking bookings. I love that guy in the front row that's like, oh, Sergeant Slaughter, please. People love free shit. That's what they love. Hey, at least Sarge let Jerry Flynn do those kicks in the corner. The only foreign heels, it would pretty much just be Sheik and Ono Casey, and then Ambassador Steve Casey's from England. But Steve Casey's feuding with Chris Adams.
You keep your hands off of me. This was the beginning of the end here for Jerry Flynn. No question about that. Give me that arm. Hey, let go of me.
Fidel Sierra is from Cuba. That's right. That guy Clint. Dave's channel.
He's standing by with Chief Charlie Norris and the Z-Man, Tom Zenk. Take it away, Ken Resnick.
He is the one and only G.I. Joe.
Charlie Norris looks
Sergeant Slaughter, another win for the man
so
on
confused
Parasite.
right now.
Now, one of the lucky dozen teams to make it into the tag team tournament, Chief Charlie Norris and Tom Zenk. But Tom, you two will face the winner of the Texas Hangman, Johnny Gunn, Jimmy Powers match. If Gunn and Powers should advance, I mean, they're very good friends of you two.
You already know that. That's what's really been racking my brain. But as you well know, Ken, it's all about the gold. We're lucky to be in this tournament, and we're going after the belts. Jimmy Powers and Johnny Gunn wish you the best of luck. But if it comes down to
Tom
Charlie
Zenk
Norris
is so wet.
and myself wrestling him, Ken, hey, all friendships are going to be aside, Kenny. You can guarantee that.
Charlie, it's still got to be tough to get ready to battle friends.
When Tom Zenk called me and told me he needed a tag team partner, I said, there's going to be some people in trouble. We come from Minnesota, and you all know all the guys that come from Minnesota. We're going to come in the ring. No friendships. I don't care. Man, we're going after the belts. Tom, are you on fire like I am?
Sorry, I had to do moderating on YouTube. Oh, shit!
The American Wrestling Federation better watch out, because when I drive my truck through here, I'm gonna run everybody over.
You tell him, Barry.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, Terry the Blacktop Bull.
Thank you, Dave. You're over with me, too. Look at this tournament. It's not confusing at all. Blacktop Bully. Yes, this was where he landed after he got fired for cutting his forehead in WCW.
Yeah, it is. And the bottom line is every one one of these matches.
Yeah, Charlie Norris was legit Chippewa.
There will be
Yeah.
an ending to each and every match if it has to end up in a referee's decision.
For Ken Resnick, Chrissy, and Terry Taylor, this is Mick Harsh. So long, everybody, till next week with the Warriors of Wrestling.
You
Oh,
made
yeah.
the right choice with the American Wrestling Federation. So until next week, you're...
All right. So before we go to our final episode, here's what we'll be watching Tuesday night on Twitch only, Wednesday VOD on YouTube, but live Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitch for WCW Deep Cuts Live.
Tony Schiavone, you don't know me. Elizabeth, we were married in another lifetime. You don't know me.
All right. Where am I? There I am. Hello.
Attention.
So this is our final episode of AWF for the evening, and the final episode of the first season. And if you notice, we have a whole tag team tournament that has not aired. Warriors. Iron Sheik. I don't know if the Iron Sheik was was it in the first season of AWF? That's for sure. Warriors. Warriors doesn't say warriors enough. Warriors. USA. There's a WXO. Technically, it's an Oops No WCW episode of WCW Deep Cuts Live because I did it on a Tuesday. But WXO I did. What is up with this lighting? It looks like a sitcom where like you die and go to heaven. But this is not anyone's definition of heaven that I know.
Tag team tournament. We will have 2 huge tag team tournament matches in this hour.
Yeah, so we're just not going to air the tag tournament apparently.
And Mr. USA Tony Atlas.
Yeah, green screen like a mofo. Nice to pantomime hanging.
The debut of the Executioner, the debut of the Blacktop Bully, the toughest man to come down the pike in a long time. Get it? And also the Renegades.
Get it?
Who are they, Carter?
I hate you, Terry Taylor. I hate you. I don't like you. The Renegades, Brian looked it up. It's the Warlord and Jeff Gaylord. All right, we got John Paul, and he has a new partner, Steve Storm, because old Bob Miller, or Chad Miller, or Josh Miller, whatever his name was apparently murdered on the first episode.
There's been a lot of conjecture, a lot of talk. Nobody knows who these guys are. They just submitted the name, the Renegades, in the tournament. And
Here we go, the Renegades.
We'll know who the Renegades are. Well, if they come
This looks as good as the WWF TV at the time. That's like the same entranceway. I am such a big fan of Jeff Gaylord's weird ass robe.
I would swear, Terry, that I saw the names of Gaylord and Warlord already submitted. What's going on here? Well, wait a second. If they submitted it as Gaylord and Warlord
Wait,
and as the Renegades,
that's hilarious. I love that. Why has nobody ever done that? Why is this the only promotion? Also, Warlord's walking over the top rope. That's weird. That's a really good heel tournament gimmick. Enter a tournament under 2 different names. That's funny. Yeah, they should have been the Lords. Maybe they were afraid of offending, like, the religious folks that were up in the middle of the night.
600-pound bench presser, as is the Warlord, but this isn't a weightlifting contest. John Paul from Minnesota, a great wrestler. He has a pilot's license. He flies when he wants to. And Steve Storm, a young man, he's 29 years old. He's been in professional wrestling 7 years, 247 pounds. He's a tough competitor. His win
Jeff Gaylord looks like if Mike Awesome was boring.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the American Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, Warlord's just doing all of his gimmicks at the same time here. Brian, I'm the Warlord, and I love war. And I'm Jeff.
If there is no clear-cut winner, by pinner submission. At the end of the match, the referee keeps a running tally.
Should have been accompanied to the ring by their cousin Tracy.
The final decision, and look at the crowd getting on the case of Jeff Gaylord.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's in this match, and he has done absolutely nothing except blister everybody in the crowd.
Like, it is striking how much he looks like Mike Awesome.
Rumble, and Gaylord has nothing to do with it.
And as this match gets underway, we want to thank everybody around the country, the cards and the letters pouring into the offices of the American Wrestling Federation.
Who was the other half of the Powers of Pain? I don't know. Somebody else might know. You want to chime in the chat? I don't think it was Jeff Gaylord and Herb Abrams UWF. I don't think so. The Warlord and Jeff sounds like a right-wing morning zoo radio show. Yes.
Santana's hometown. He's coming back. We're going to see Valentine and Rich. Sergeant
Why are they goose-stepping?
Mr. USA, Nails, Hercules, and all the stars of the American Wrestling Federation.
Yes, Jeff Gaylord was one of the knights on Shawn Michaels' weird team of knights from Survivor Series 93.
Yeah, he didn't move, but we got to move right now to a Warriors corner with Gunn and Powers.
Sexy. Look at all of the baby oil. Those men are
I know you
slick.
consider the Texas Heyman to be your foundation, but when we step in the ring with the Texas Heyman in a few short minutes, your
sports
foundation
gloss,
is about to
as the Outrunners
crumble.
like to say.
And what a way that's going to be to kick off the championship tag team tournament. Whoa!
Hey, Verb Abrams. It was one of the Power Twins. One of the Powers was the other Power of Pain. That makes sense. Power Warrior.
What happens if they lose here? If that doesn't even
Mickey
really
J still wearing his red wrestling boots.
Hercules and Mr. Hughes, what a matchup that's going to be in the first round of the tournament.
Well, that's a nuclear matchup, that one.
A nuclear matchup.
In the ring at one time, and right now the monster known as the Warlord. Look at him.
I gotta say, Warlord is very good with the face paint. Very steady hand.
Yeah, he is as strong as he looks. He's 6'5", 300.
It would be a funny gimmick is if Warlord was like that big, but his gimmick was that he wasn't very strong. Like he had some muscle disorder where like his muscles got really big, but they were weak as hell.
He's a sequoia tree.
He is a sequoia tree. Warlord is still almost that big. He's huge still. How his heart has not exploded, I do not know.
At least 100 pounds, I would say, here to the Warlord. Taking you right into the ring with the cameras of the American Wrestling Federation.
Oh, we hit him right in the ear.
He gets out of the way, and now John Paul trying to fight back with a series of rights and lefts. He's got the big man trapped in the corner. Oh, he tried to whip him, couldn't do anything.
And right there, you see we have 30 seconds.
That's what you get, John Paul, for letting your partner die in the ring on the last show.
So big and strong on the Warlord. Those punches by John Paul were ineffectual.
We're down to the waning seconds right now. Let's see if the Warlord can put him away. He dropped him like
the crowd lighting is very like 1989 NWA.
Which is a devastating maneuver. He chose not to follow up. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see round 2.
We certainly are, and I don't know if
John Paul and his partner George Ringo. I didn't even put that together. I love that Chandra.
As everybody can see, we were accepted
Again, Sir Oliver. What a nickname, Oliver.
Battling Johnny Gunn and Jim Powers is going to be a tough test. No doubt about it.
Sir Oliver Humperdinck's wearing those sunglasses that you get like if you join like the summer reading club at the library when you were a kid. And like if you read your goal, they would give you the plastic sunglasses.
To face us. And brother, when it's all over, Johnny Gunn, you're a handsome man. The girls swoon when you walk into an arena.
He's like, Johnny Gunn, I don't like you, but you're hot.
I'm going to be able to recognize you. And Powers, stay out of our way. I'm serious.
Dave, the referee is Mickey J. What is he?
Very, very vicious tag team combination in their own right.
Drinking vitamin water.
Humperdinck has got to be one of the most annoying individuals.
I thought he had a jar of pickles.
Yes, worse than you.
Boy, he is annoying then. But I'll tell you right here, I thought John Paul, who ended this
Jeff
last
Gaylord
round,
had so much trouble getting that stool out of the ring.
Well, I'm not sure if the referee is just missing something in there right now. Oh, gut wrench. And look at the power of the Warlord, and look at Gaylord on the outside.
Jeff Gaylord is having so much fun.
At least a high school.
Yeah, Josh, Warlord and Barbarian were the powers of pain, but they were, Barbarian wasn't in the UWF. They did a Warlord and Power Warrior as UWF powers of pain.
For about 15 glorious years, as you say, all this posturing to the crowd, shouldn't they be continuing?
Oh, jeez. That's the most violent double axe handle I've ever seen.
I say unmitigated, yes. When you get a man down, especially with the competition like it is in the American Wrestling Federation.
Mickey J worked for the WWF as an enhancement guy. Yes.
See how low he hooked on the leg? There's absolutely no leverage there. You have to get behind the knee, behind the head, and try to connect your hands. Steve Storm, I'm sorry, he's showing a little fire here. These kids fired up.
Steve Storm. Sounds like he should be wearing like leather pants. Oh shit. Jeff Gaylord almost fell out of the ring on the other side.
And then did I see him spit at John Paul? Come on.
John Paul, you can't.
Why do you need to do a fake tag if the referee's back is turned?
His partner's being abused, then he gets spat upon, and then a tag that the referee.
Like, you would have been able to make that tag regardless of the situation. You were right there beside him.
I still can't get over the fact that the team of the Renegades turns out to be.
Why do they keep turning the lights on and off?
In my opinion, had no idea this was going to be who it turned out to be.
Yeah, I think they pulled a fast one, and I'm sure Alferstein and the group that runs the American Wrestling Federation Board of Directors is going to have to look at this because.
Yeah, Jeff Gaylord seems like he's making fun of wrestling.
The right way, they want rules and.
But that is how Jeff Gaylord commits to being a heel. It's very funny.
Warlord now mounts to the second row.
That's right, Mickey J was Mickey Henson in WWE. I completely forgot about that. Oh gosh, I thought he was gonna do a tombstone. That would have been sick. Yeah, the hater did work very late AWF. When it was pretty much just like a Minnesota, Chicago indie. What the hell? Jeff Gaylord's like, I'm gonna do a top rope elbow tonight.
Well, he's done now, I guarantee you. The team of the Renegades, the Warlord and Jeff Gaylord, absolutely dismantling.
John Paul was like, what is Jeff Gaylord doing? He teamed with a Shawn Michaels once, so he's just doing the gimmick now. Jeff Gaylord rules. I've mentioned it before. If you've never listened to the Jeff Gaylord episode of Crime in Sports, make sure to fix that. It's amazing.
Almost career-ending. This guy is a monster. Now look at this.
Like, this was cool, but it could have been way sicker if it was a pile driver. And then Jeff Gaylord's like, I'm gonna break my tailbone. Like, he could have landed way safer on that. He busted his own ass. God, I love Jeff Gaylord being a silly Billy rules.
Send it to our friend Chrissy, standing by with Sergeant Slaughter and Tito Santana.
Last week, the names of our tag teams for our tag team tournament were selected, and I'm here with two disappointed warriors who were not in that pool.
Well, you know, Chrissy, Tito and I, but it's Tito Santana being a champion.
Chrissy was an early model of the real doll. Oh gosh, man.
That's exactly right, Chrissy. You know, and me as the world champion, I will continue.
Yeah, Tito should have been like,
to defend the title.
We're shitty bookers.
The championship committee tells me,
didn't put the Freebirds in the tournament.
I'm ready for you anytime. And as far as being ready for the World Tag Team titles, I guarantee you, we are serious when we say we're issuing a challenge to whoever comes out a winner, because I still like the idea of holding both titles. Arriba!
That's an order.
That's an order, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and the team of Warlord and Gaylord even pulled the wool over the eyes of Sergeant Slaughter. He doesn't know that they're the Renegades.
Introducing first,
I have a feeling there's some weirdness that happened with the booking of that tournament.
560 pounds, the Texas Hangman.
There we go, the Texas Hangman. I have a feeling if they're wrestling guys who are getting pushed, they're not going to be wrestling the way they were in that squash match. All those damn suplexes. And yeah, they're just Switzer Oliver Humperdinck now. They weren't last time.
I think they made a movie about these guys one time, something about chainsaws and stuff. You betcha, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that's what they have done to virtually.
You're just mixing gimmicks up, guys. Remember that episode of Star Trek where Data notices that the old woman is an android because of how often she blinks? Chrissy. Maybe it was decided. Yeah, maybe the tournament was decided by the same AI that runs Chrissy. Like you couldn't do them both at the same time. Jimmy Powers. God, this music. I love how they were matching in the promo, and then Jim Powers. Did he switch? No, he's wearing a blue sync, but it just looks weird. God, this feels uncomfortable. At least one of those girls doesn't look of age. I don't like this.
This isn't quite fair. That should be me. Okay. Hey, there's a sign you wrote. You're always saying how great he is. Are you sure
That would make sense if, like, the Renegade Warriors were supposed to be the Renegades. That's a good point, Adam.
The bottom line is you got to have somebody on their back for 3 seconds. Can Johnny Gunn do it? Can Jimmy Powers?
Oliver Humperdinck's looking good here. Lost a lot of weight.
Off, ladies and gentlemen, again, the championship tournament in the American Wrestling Federation.
Well, you know something there, course, dude.
I hate you, Terry Taylor. I hate you.
The Monster Maniacs. Oh, no, why are we not in the drawing? I don't get it, dude.
This fucking sucks. Johnny Gunn is Salvatore Sincere, yes, Ken.
I'm out of breath. I'm in the ejector seat every week.
I'm in the injector seat.
But I'd rather be here than in the ring, because, ladies and gentlemen, we have tag team championship action.
Oh, big shoulder tackle. Jimmy Powers. Now
that is a crowd that's being paid and fed. Yeah, there will not be a Why Terry Taylor Rules video anytime soon. Maybe after my lobotomy. Tom Green, this is my Terry Taylor should look like vlog. Yes, I might do that. That's a good idea, Brian. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I missed whoever followed me. I apologize. I'm so mad at Terry Taylor. Tremendous. Yeah. That's for Chad Miller. That's a great idea, Refs' Wizards. I should call my chair the injector seat. I eject all my subs and my butt cheek.
That's a very unhappy troll, I'll tell you.
It's a very unhappy troll. Much like those idiots on YouTube I had to block about 10 minutes ago. Oh, holy shit! Johnny Gunn! Like, yeah, I'm gonna do the sketchiest pescado anybody's ever seen.
We remind you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah!
In singles competition, the tag team tournament, that rounds system, the referee still can be an integral part.
This is still a rounds match. This could have almost been good.
At the end of the bout with no clear-cut winner.
Yeah, you know that between rounds he comes over me. Here, it shows me his card.
I did do a deep cut short on the in crowd. That's what the Jim Powers, Renegade, Joe Gomez, Alex Wright team was called. The in crowd. Wait, Tom Brady just died? What? You're shitting me. No. I have to look that up.
Johnny Gunn, he continues to work on the armament again. Great tag team wrestling, precision stuff. He continues to work on the same body part.
Yeah, the referee Bill Alfonso monitoring this situation.
No. Oh, I thought you meant he actually died. Okay, not dead. Like, you meant to die. I was gonna feel real weird. That's the thing about the internet. You say things and I'm like, what? Oh. Yeah, I couldn't find anything saying Tom Brady actually died, so I assumed it was a joke. Okay. OG Master, thank you so much for the follow. Drew Bog, this is the Mike Moran Hangman team. Disorderly conduct. Chris Christopherson did die. R.I.P. Chris Christopherson. His son, Jody, was a Northern California indie wrestler who was with NXT for a while. He was originally one half of the Mechanics, which became FDR. So, yeah, him and old Dax Harwood were a team in NXT. What is this? Chris Adams is hanging. Again, they have to mention the money guy in the promo. Get yourselves over with them.
Well, I'm not sure what was said there. I've got to get a Samoan dictionary or something. You were kind of.
Why is nobody in this promotion drinking water? Everybody has Gatorade, and it's blatantly Gatorade. They don't even take the labels off of the bottles. They did not have a sponsorship. It's just that's what the boys apparently like to drink.
Of the American Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship Tournament, a very even first round.
The Hangmen are sharing one bottle. I didn't even notice that, but that makes sense. They're a tag team. They share germs.
Indeed. Elbow, that'll break that one in a hurry. The Texas Hangmen, never to be taken lightly. We have seen them on the verge of.
I thought he was going to say the Texas Hangmen, never to be taken seriously.
There's that quick cam and taking you right into the corner.
Oh.
Into the deep underhook, and down he goes, and there's a tag to Jimmy Powers.
You see Powers block him? He tried to get over and make a tag.
That could have been way messier than it was, that whole exchange. There's that Jim Powers high knee that we all know and love.
I thought that was it right there. That was so close.
This is sudden death, ladies and gentlemen. There is no second.
Jim Powers is the driest I've ever seen him. He was so oiled up and wet. And now he is so dry. His hair does not have an ounce of moisture. His body does not glisten. Yeah, I have a general rule I won't share drinks with even like my kids. I couldn't imagine sharing a drink with a Texas Hangman. I've said it before, Oliver Humperdinck is so lucky that pro wrestling existed because he could not make a living anywhere else dressed like that. And you know that's how he dressed in life. Yeah, you need to tell your wife about diseases.
I have long hair too when I wrestled, but boy, sometimes I wished I didn't.
Look at that boot right to the throat.
I sometimes wish you weren't involved in wrestling either, Terry Taylor. They should have choked him with the rope. You know the thing that they use to choke people?
Watch his belly to back. Back on the shoulders, and right there next to the ropes, which might be a tactical error, the ropes are within reach. See, you got to know where you are in the ballpark at all times.
By the way, we are going past the top of the hour. We're going to go close to 10:30 Eastern tonight. Streams are normally around 2 hours. There's just too much AWF. Humperdinck and Bam Bam were a very underrated pairing. I'm with you. I'm with you, Hav. Like on the surface, it doesn't seem like it should work, but they really made the two weird-looking good old boy partnership work.
Powers is in real trouble. He's got to make a tag.
Oh, he gently touched his back.
5 seconds in which to make a switch. They used 3.5 of those seconds with Bill Alfonso.
And these are the type of guys that would take so much offense to people saying wrestling is fake.
Get him away from ringside. Alperstein, please take a look at Humperdinck.
Please just do that play-by-play.
Just look at Oliver Humperdinck. Just look at him. He's a spectacle. Everybody in this promotion loves the Bulldog Power Slam. Hey, Tank Sinatra. Yes, yeah, we keep going back to that. Like, this AWF visually looked very good. Like, just as good as the other, the big two promotions in America at the time. Like, this is not a startup that, like, looked cheap or minor league at all.
Well, I am going to be very, very interested between rounds here to get a look if we can. At the
Look at all the local teens. We're very upset. Susanna, well, this is filmed Cicero Stadium in Chicago, Illinois. MLW currently taped shows there when they're in Chicago. TNA has taped some shows there in the past. Round 3. Those are big old ring cards. Also, I feel Jim Powers' pain. My hair also gets very big and curly when I'm hot and bothered.
So it's an even, it's one round each, and a great lariat there by Psycho.
Wardlow might have used a power slam at some point, maybe. I didn't even notice that Humperdinck sitting on the stool. Hey guys, fuck. How you doing?
You said that was Psycho in the ring. Now is this Killer or Psycho? I believe this is Psycho.
I believe you're right. This is Psycho. I made a mistake.
Jimmy, why does he have a southern accent? He's from Philadelphia.
You see Johnny Gunn in there. Look at this. He doesn't even trap that left arm. You have to fundamentally try.
Terry Taylor's like, these guys don't even know how to pin people.
And he didn't do that, leaving that left arm unprotected.
At least he didn't do a stupid voice while saying it.
Keeping Jimmy Powers trapped on their side of the ring.
Oh,
Taking an awful lot out of this young man who needs to get over. Now Johnny Gunn made a cardinal mistake there. He was antagonized into coming. Wait a minute. With that flying lariat. A little mix-up there on the part of the Hangman, and now can Jimmy
They really should have like tempered the crowd coaching. Why is this crowd going so wild right now? This is incredible heat. And it feels completely detached from the match. Because he's dreaming. Oh! Tiger Driver. See, you'd think if they were fed well, they'd be sleepy and quiet. This might be the hottest. I think I figured out the lights thing, by the way. When the light is turned on, people are supposed to be like, ah! And then when they turn it down, it's like, come on, guys. I think that's what it is. Oh, heart attack. 1, 2. Yeah. Like, what a reaction. Wow. Like, you can't say, you can see everybody going crazy. So it's not like it's planted, it's not like it's canned. Look at Colonel Sanders, like, oh, I don't like that, guys. I thought those Texas Hangmen had it. Like, yeah, if people weren't like up and standing, I would say, yeah, it's canned heat, clearly. But everyone's like waving their arms and standing up and going wild. Like they're almost throwing babies. Blacktop Bully. That's an assumption that his name is Bully. Like his actual name is Bully.
This match is scheduled for 3 rounds.
This promotion had a few tapings. Look at the hot chick in the back pointing at her AWF hat. Chris Nelson. Look at that guy.
Weighing 290 pounds. He is from a truck stop somewhere out on Highway 94 in Minneapolis.
Hey, at least he gets to be from Minneapolis. What the fuck was that noise? Oh. So yeah, Blacktop Bully, for those of you who don't know the story, why is the crowd security guy like trying not to laugh at all the wrestlers? He got fired from WCW that spring for cutting his forehead in the King of the Road match with Dustin Rhodes. And this is where he ended up. Got a walkie-talkie and a carpal tunnel brace because of all that steering. Wait, did he take off his carpal tunnel brace? Oh my god, why he's punching him like for realsies. Yes, Adam, there are a lot of trunk stops along I-94 in the Minneapolis area that does not narrow the dislocation. Maybe he doesn't want to be found. Barry Darso is the master of submission holds where he's bending your limbs the correct way. The referee looks like he'd be one of those guys in those like Cool Trick VHS tapes that they would chill, like the not the Miz, but the guy that Miz guy on ESPN. Oh shit, Chris Nelson's singlet does look like it's like held together by a hair tie. That's wild. I'm gonna break his arm, you jerk. God, I love Barry Darso. Oh, it's the barely legal. That was the breaker in 1-9 when he was the bully. That's right. But yeah, that's also known as the barely legal. Yes.
Oh, that is within an inch of a fight, I guarantee you. Oh, break everybody's arm off!
Yeah, break everybody's arm off. Just go through the crowd one by one, putting them in arm bars. That George Napolitano at ringside? Got business cards. What? Is that a thing? Truckers having business cards? Yeah, Hole in One did the barely legal. Yeah, Barry Darso that was his finisher post demolition, post Repo Man. 1-900 for a bully. I think that's too long for a phone number. Yeah, the business cards. Great touch. Seriously, he keeps punching that dude in the head. Yeah, somebody called 1-900 for a bully. See, at least he bends the wrist to make it look painful. There's a lot of his arm holds. He's just bending the arm the right way.
I think we've gone from bad to worse. Let's toss it to Ken Resnick. He's standing by with Sheik Adnan El Casey.
Next week, it will be the Roughneck and Hercules against the Renegades.
Okay, it's actually the length of an actual phone number. Also, Mr. Hughes, with his shirt untucked, loses all the aura.
Renegades are none other than Jeff Gaylord and the Warlord.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't care who they are. How big as they are, the harder they fall. And my man being instructed to destroy them. Because that means more money, my man. Tell him. Jeff Gaylord.
Did you just tell Hercules to put them in his mouth?
Warlord, Whew, I'm shaking again. Yeah, right. Listen, let me tell you something. Warlord, you're a big
Every
man.
time Hercules
Warlord,
shows up,
you're
he
a
looks a
big
little
man,
worse.
But you ain't bigger than the Roughneck and the mighty Hercules. We're gonna beat you, and we're gonna beat you bad.
We're gonna beat you
I'm the
bad.
Roughneck, and this is Hercules, and you're going down. We're gonna take you out. Party's over. Have a nice day, boys. You're going down with the sidewalk slam.
Don't miss that.
Yeah, Mr. Hughes was with Chris Jericho as Mr. Huge. Also had a match as Gotch Gracie.
And now we get another mean individual that we've just seen, the Blacktop Bully.
Yeah, and you think they're mean? Wait till you see our next match. It's the
I think they're mean. Wait till you see what this computer can do when I put in this floppy disk. Ooh, edgy, cool shot.
Introducing first, weighing 225 pounds, Derek Lambert.
Derek Lambert. Yes, Mick Harch is very active on Facebook as a podcast as well about the AWA. It's on YouTube. The Executioner. Let's try to figure out which enhancement guy this is. Who the fuck is this guy? Hank Sinatra was bankrolled by Paul Alperstein, who I believe invented the ATM. Or something like that. Yeah, I think he shared a singlet with Chris Nelson. Yeah, I'm staring at this man's body, trying to figure out who he would be.
Why not? This guy may go out there and execute moves flawlessly. You never know. He's about an inch shorter than Derek Lambert. Derek is 30 years
Wait, is this the main event? This file only has 10 minutes left on it. Did they seriously main event a TV show with the Executioner against Derek Lambert? Derek Lambert looks like if 1995 Tommy Dreamer was 2024 Tommy Dreamer. Wikipedia says this is Charlie Rhodes, like the PBS guy. So yeah, this is the final episode on the DVD set. My understanding is the DVD set was the entire set of episodes that they aired on TV in the first bunch, which means this might be the final AWF match some people ever saw. Yeah, you don't see half crabs too often in 1996. What? Wait, is he supposed to be a babyface? Even with nails? Was he Mark Henry? Yeah, Lance Storm is like half crab, hasn't been seen that much. Come on, really? Chrissy, why is she all over this show? Oh gosh. You know. Y'all know where my mind's going right here. I'm not even gonna say it.
They prepare for their first tag team championship match up against the Super Destroyers.
Up against the Super Destroyers. Frankie is not happy. Also, Frankie is flapping his wings right next to Chrissy's face. It's literally hitting her. And she's not reacting.
Well, they're certainly prepared and confident.
She's a robot.
Now let's go back to ringside.
That is a legitimate robot.
And a great matchup indeed, ladies and gentlemen, coming up. This tag team
Okay, so that was not the main event. Belafonso's pants were falling down.
182 pounds. They are the Super Destroyers.
Yeah, hello, gal in the AWF. The Super Destroyers. These guys genuinely look like perverts. Yeah, half of the wrestlers in this episode have just been random masked men. Very clandestine. How would you describe these wrestlers? Clandestine. I have to assume, like, there was like a pay issue with Michael Hayes or something. And that's why these guys are in the tournament. And Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin weren't. Yeah, like, all the heels have the same entrance music. I'm almost positive. There we go. Coco Beware wearing the AWF shirt that only ever got handed out for free. Bird, bird, bird. Ricky Steamboat's music should have been Dragon, Dragon, Dragon. Dragon, Dragon, Dragon. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. So this is our main event tonight. The Super Destroyers against Alright, just got a very good piece of news via text. So things sound good. Something is afoot with Tony Atlas. Womp, womp, womp. Shake the Snake's music. Snake. Alright. There's a BS site that has a Charlie Rhodes bio. He has cultivated a legacy within pro wrestling, being highly regarded by fellow veteran TWA and AWF personnel and fans alike, as he is considered one of the best professional wrestlers of all time. Did Chris E write that? Also, shout out to Sheik and on Casey's tan. That thing is beautiful.
It's just a matter of time before the gold is around our waist, and it don't matter to us who it is.
Well, I don't know about that, Ron Powers. A young man with
Bird feet against the Super Destroyers.
What do you mean he's sold out? The guy's in professional wrestling. He's trying to make a living. He's going where the money
Like, imagine how perverted you have to look. You're standing in the ring with Tony Atlas, and you look like the way bigger pervert. Again, these are the type of guys that would get very offended if you said wrestling was fake. Death Rebel. Oh, I hope they get rid of him. I hope that rumor's true. Number 2 without a shirt. The Super Destroyers might be Point the Clown. Ronnie wishes he looked. Oh my god. Tony almost lost him. I'm getting hiccups. Oh god, if this is the finish, that would be so good. Oh my gosh. That's a tournament match. Again, the audience coach, he's just going way overboard. Suzanimal is going wild with the foot puns in the chat, and I love it.
Mr. USA Tony Atlas and Coco Beware advance to the quarterfinal
Scott
round.
Putski looks
Conan
like
2000, gentlemen,
he is
Chris
so
Adams, Chris,
sad
first off,
that his body is
congratulations on being
sculpted like that.
selected for the tournament. But on the other end of the coin, first round draw next week, the SST. Given what they're capable of, and the fact
He's like,
that Conan
I hate that I have all these muscles.
It could be a real tough road to hoe.
Yeah, the SST, a great, big, crazy, big guys, fantastic wrestlers, a tough team to beat, Ken. But you know what? I think with the strength of Conan 2000 here and the skill and knowledge, that I have in the wrestling business, I feel that we will make
I don't have anything to do.
And SST will have to watch out.
Conan, have you had the opportunity to work out much together?
Well, I've known Chris for a long time, and I saw what happened to Too Cold Scorpio. That's why
Putski's literally wearing pajamas.
Friendship, and that is the reason I've come to not only avenge Too Cold, but help Chris avenge him.
Remember, it's next week.
Yes,
here
Too Cold Scorpio was in for one
Conan
taping.
2000, gentlemen, Chris
That's
Adams
apparently how they're
against
explaining why
SST.
he's gone. Yeah. His name's Conan because he was taking bookings in Texas and trying to confuse the Mexican fans in the area into thinking he was Charles Ashenoff. Their friends. Again, this is the end of the DVD set. We don't get any of these matches. Who knows who were the tag champs? Why was there a glass breaking? Somebody's just like pressing all the buttons on the Casio.
Choice with the American Wrestling Federation. So until next week, you're dismissed.
You're dismissed. Did we get any credits here, or is it just gonna go? Nope. All right. So with that, as I crank things up a little bit, we're done for tonight. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me for the last 2.5 hours, watching the AWF. God, that's such a weird group. But again, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. It was great to get my mind off some weird personal stuff I got going on. And I hope you guys were able to get a departure from real life as well. If you're a Twitch person, I'm back on Twitch exclusively Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. for WCW Deep Cuts Live, the mothership, so to speak. And then, not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, I'll be back here for some more off the grid goodness. So yeah, I hope you all have a good night, good Sunday evening. Ward off those Sunday scaries, and I will see you in about 48 hours on Twitch for WCW Deep Cuts Live. Damn it, OBS. But for now, go to sleep.